Hello. We're still waiting for Josh. He's not quite here yet, but he's going to be here any minute now. So whilst we're waiting, we'll do some little questions in that. Hopefully, some of you guys are from TikTok. I see a few of you that are commenting. Eddie from TikTok, big ups. Thank you for joining us. Zion, I hope I pronounced your name right. If I haven't, I'm sorry. Hey lads, anyone here top 100k? I'm not top 100k. If you are, very impressive because this season has been, well, it's been indifferent, hasn't it? Dallas returned for me, big 12 points. That is huge, you know. That is huge. From TikTok, hey Lucas, big ups. I'll look at the live and all that, and I'll look to give you a follow back on TikTok. All right. I was on TikTok live. Hi, where's Josh? I don't know. He's on his way. He's on his way. Eddie, hey, from TikTok, big ups. Barnes or Tielemans? FPL question. I'd say Barnes. Barnes is more attacking, isn't he? So, I was top of my school league with Kane, Captain Son, and Dyer. Ah, that's not good. That's not good. Zuma or Diaz for game week 17? I think I answered this one. I think I answered it, but I'm going to say for game week 17, so I think either of them are going to be a good choice, to be honest, but I'll go Diaz. Walker Peters for Regulon or El Ghazi. I'd say El Ghazi over those options. Oh, Ben Martin. He's a real big fan. He says, hi, guys. Big fan of your stuff. Can you say hello to my girlfriend? Hello, Ben Martin's girlfriend. Hope you're doing all right. And I hope you had a good birthday the other day. Ben, me and Tarkovsky double really helped me out this week. Unreal. How many points did that get you? That must have got you a good 20, 25 points. That's unreal. 52 points this week. Is that good? Hey, that's better than good, you know. That's better than good. You came from TikTok. Hey, big ups to everyone who came from there. I'll give follow backs to people who have been. Who has more total points, you or Josh? I've got more points. I don't think that's in any doubt at all. I've had more points last season and this season. I got 53 points. That is a decent week. That is a decent week. Firmino or Ings? That's a tough one. I'd say Danny Ings. What would be the best defense? Not loading up on more than one team. I'd say keep one player, one team. So one Southampton, one Burnley, one Leeds, one big team like Chelsea, City, Liverpool. Neto is a good option. I think he is. I got 65 this week. Hey, good from you. Good from you. Love to see it. I mean, 65 points is a huge score for this week. Really, anything over 40 is really good. Ben Me 15, Tarkovsky 6. I was looking at getting Ben Me in, but I ended up going with Taylor instead, and kind of regretting it a little bit. But I think it was a good move to make. I was unlucky not to get points. If it wasn't for that injury, he'd be on 6 points. So 60 points qualify for the cup. It's going to be big, this the cup, isn't it? It's going to be big. I'm looking forward to this year. I was the one on TikTok. Yeah, legends coming over from TikTok. Remember, if you're from TikTok, leave a comment, keep commenting, and I'll follow back people who are from TikTok. All right. I had 5 players not playing. I got 35. Should get me. I don't know if that will get you in the cup. I think the threshold was 37 or 38. Who should I bring in for Ward Prowse? El Ghazi. Best player for max 5.5. It would have been El Ghazi, but he's going up in price big time now, isn't he? He's at 5.8. So I'd say El Ghazi over there. He's playing well for him at the moment. He's playing really well. Will the City and Spurs games get postponed? I don't think they will. City are back in training from yesterday with no new cases. So I think we should be okay for this weekend, to be honest. I think we should be okay. You would have qualified. 58 points qualifies you. You'll be in it for next week. Don't worry about it. Yeah, both me and Josh got in the cup this week. It's gonna be good. Last year, I'll tell you the story of me in the cup last year. Josh will be here any minute. So last year in the cup, the geezer I played got 1 more point than me, and I went out first round. But if I played him any other week in the next following 10 game weeks and the previous 5 game weeks before the cup, I would have beaten him in every single one. It's annoying. It's one of them ones. I got unlucky with my opponent. He got a lucky game week. I think he got like 70 points. I got like 68, something like that. And I went out in the first round and it was just not ideal, but hopefully we'll get further this year. Took out Reece James for Reguilon. Could be a good shout. Reece James could be rotated a bit more because he's injured. Can you make a free transfer and free hit? Yes, you can. You can make the transfer, and then when you hit that free hit, it will go back to what you had before. 37. Cole Peters, Cresswell, McCarthy, most of my points. Hopefully that gets you in. I love your content on TikTok. How much will Elise cost next season to have in your FPL team? I'll get him. I'll get Elise in no matter what. He's just unbelievable. You are unbelievable. I think it's next season, right? If Reading go up, Elise has to be probably going to be 6 million on FPL. I reckon. I reckon it'll be like that. Look who's turned up.
Here we go.
Wow. Well, we've just been going through. There's a lot of people from TikTok here. There's a lot of people on TikTok.
How many people we got in here?
25 at the moment.
Love that.
A lot of them from TikTok. I said whoever's commenting and we notice them from TikTok, we'll give them a follow back. I'll follow back a couple of people.
Good stuff.
Yeah, should we get into
let's
the game week review?
Yeah, definitely.
And it was a weird week, wasn't it?
It was very weird. Both those Spurs and City game getting postponed. It was just terrible for a lot of people. I know you had quite a few out. I had 3 out. And it was expensive players as well that you missing, weren't it?
Yeah, so I ended up having 9 players play, which was not ideal at all. We'll look at mine first. We'll look at my team first. I'll just get it up. Let's see. So this is my team. 45 points this week, and it was a very, very strange week, it has to be said. Wow. I don't really know what to say much about it, but McCarthy in goal saved me. Walker Peters saved me. I mean, Southampton could have conceded against West Ham. They really could have. West Ham were unlucky not to beat them in that game. I don't know if you watched any of the highlights or anything, but Southampton were lucky to get it. McCarthy came up big, and Dallas as well. 12 points this week. I mean, when you need someone to come up big with the points, Stuart Dallas just produced the goods. He got that assist, I think it was, and a clean sheet and 3 bonus points. I mean, I can't ask for anything else. Fernandez at the brink got me a return. What was it, like a 40, 50 yard pass?
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
And then Rashford took his time with it, and I was like, yes, okay, so it's an assist. Do not pass it. Salah 6 points. I mean, it's a blank. And I didn't watch the game, but Josh, you said that Salah could have had
a hat trick. Yeah, he had 2 1-on-1s. Darlow made a great save. He put one wide. He had, if the ball bounces anywhere else, he had a tap in for the corner as well. He could have easily had 3 goals on a different day for that.
Yeah, and then I had, Bruce to come off the bench for 2 points. I had a total of 9 players play with 45 points. I think that's quite good, to be honest. It means I qualify for the cup. We were just talking about that a minute ago. And on the bench, wow. I mean, I think we're going to expect this sort of thing a lot from a lot of people's teams. Mm-hmm. It's annoying that the game's got cancelled, but obviously the player's safety is probably the most important thing. And I think the game should be all right to go ahead this weekend.
City and Fulham, the teams that are actually affected, they don't play till the 3rd of January. And I know Man City are back in training already, and there's only 5 players that are actually affected in their squad, so they should be fine. Yeah. It's just Fulham, really. If they're going to be, I'm not sure, it's not been confirmed because of the medical grounds. They don't like to release the information, so it's just a bit of a sticky one, really.
Yeah, we'll go into your team next, and I mean, you had a good week this week.
Yeah, it weren't too bad. Could have definitely been a lot better, though. A bit disappointing with some aspects. Charlie Taylor being one of them. Obviously, he got injured within the first 10 minutes. Burnley went on to keep a clean sheet. Doesn't seem like he's going to be fit for the next game either. So that's probably a transfer out that I'm going to have to make this week. James Justin didn't return. Bit annoying. The Southampton double up doing bits as always, which is what you love to see. Aaron Cresswell as well. Southampton have had 2 0-0s in a row, and I've played both Southampton players both times, so that's ideal. Midfield, Fernandes, lucky really to get that assist, but that's what he does. Mo Salah, it's just, I don't know how that's happened because he's been, 2 weeks now. It's West Brom and Newcastle, and he's failed to score against both of them or even assist. Yeah, I think Liverpool have failed to win against the 4 out of the bottom 6, but they've only played 5 of them. Only Sheffield United they've beaten. So not good stats when you're looking at Liverpool attackers there. Riedewald, 3-pointer. I think they went on to concede after he came off as well, so that's ideal. And then up front, pretty much saving grace and why I got quite a high score this week was Olivier Giroud, 8-pointer. He got the a goal and 3 bonus points. Got a yellow card though, so that's why he's only on 8. And then Patrick Bamford with 2 assists. On another day, he's getting in the bonus, but because there's so many defenders like Dallas and Alioski getting goals and assists, that's why he weren't there. But still, I'll take 8 points from Bamford. And then obviously Keenan Davis probably getting about 7 minutes, and he got me a point too.
Yeah, that is pretty mad that we're looking at it now, and Giroud and Bamford with 8 points getting into like the team of the week for FPL. I mean, that just sums up this week. I think I was looking at the stats. How many did Leeds win by? Was it 5 or 6?
5-0, yeah.
5-0, and the rest of the teams combined scored 7 in the games this week. So
that's crazy, isn't it?
So it's not a week for attacking returns. The most clean sheets we've had in a game week this season so far. A lot of clean sheets. And should we look into game week 17?
Yeah, definitely. I think, like you were saying, with the most clean sheets, I think when teams rotate, they tend to be a lot more defensively solid and then struggle going forward. And I think maybe bringing in some important defensive options where you know they're going to be solid defensively, have good fixtures. I think that's more important than the attackers right now. Because realistically, I'd be happy to go with just Bamford up top and invest the money elsewhere. I think that's, as long as I've got like 3 playing people, and I think that's very important right now. You need playing players, even if they get 2 points. I think it's much better than obviously having 0.
Yeah, I'll definitely agree with that. I think having a bench which will guaranteed play at least start the game, I think is the most crucial thing. So even if you don't think they're going to get many returns, having some sort of points coming off the bench is pretty important, I think. We'll look at the fixtures going along the bottom of the screen for game week 17. There's a few interesting ones, and assuming they all go ahead, what are we looking at for our assets in particular?
Well, both of us have Spurs assets. You have more than me, but I think Tottenham versus Leeds is the fixture I'm looking to captain this week. I think Tottenham assets could run right in that just because of how poor defensively Leeds are. I know they've obviously kept clean sheet against West Brom, but not being funny, it's West Brom and Leeds. When they face top six opposition, they tend to concede quite a few goals, and I think Son especially could be the main part of that. Harry Kane being involved too, obviously, on the counter attack. I can just see goals in that game. I don't see Spurs keeping a clean sheet either. Also, Man United, Aston Villa. Obviously, a lot of people probably lean towards Bruno Fernandes over Salah this week as he's returned and Salah hasn't. I don't think that's going to be as straightforward as everyone's making it out to be. I know United are in good form, but Aston Villa equally are very solid defensively and have played well against the top six so far this season. So it's a bit difficult. What are you looking at?
Yeah, I think the Villa game's going to be a really tough one for Man United. I'm looking maybe towards that Liverpool-Southampton game because I'm going to have McCarthy in goal for that. So I'm hoping he gets some save points, but I'm almost tempted to captain Salah for this one. I know Southampton play a high line. This is potentially something that Salah and Mane can really exploit in this game. I know we've seen before they don't concede too many goals, Southampton, but they have on occasions been a little bit lackluster in defence at certain stages. There have lapses of concentration in games. You look at the Tottenham game, anything can happen in these games. As much as Southampton really do look defensively solid, Liverpool could bounce back and really do some damage. I'm also looking towards maybe the West Ham game, Everton. Can Calvert-Lewin get a return? It's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be big, and it could decide maybe for whether people keep him in because they've got a couple of tough fixtures coming up. Wolves away and Villa away. Not easy fixtures to get goals from. Hopefully he returns because it's probably going to be, I don't want to say it, but maybe the last week for me with Calvert-Lewin. Yeah, other than that, the City-Chelsea game is going to be an interesting one because a lot of people have Chelsea defensive assets. Will they get rid of them? Will they keep them? That'll be one to look out for. And yeah, obviously the Tottenham Leeds one, that's going to be hopefully a good game. I'm not too sure which way it's going to go because it either could be, like you say, loads of goals and loads of returns, or a scrappy 1-1 draw or something like that, like we saw when City went to Leeds and played them. But yeah, those are the fixtures that I'm looking out for anyway.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I was looking at my team, and to be honest, I don't really like the look of many players in it. Everyone's facing each other and stuff like that, so it's quite annoying. I know, like, there's obviously a fixture overlap this week, but yeah, so it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, so we'll look at must-have assets now, and for me, I'm looking at Anwar El Ghazi as an asset that I can't ignore anymore. I really can't. I think he's looking fantastic at the moment, and he's almost someone who can cover for Grealish's returns, and has been returning more prolifically than Grealish this season.
Yeah, everyone's been asking, like, 7 million midfielder on TikTok and stuff like that. Who should I replace Grealish with? And the obvious answer is El Ghazi. Villa are quite fixture-proof in the fact that they tend to score in most games, and they tend to be quite dangerous in most games. El Ghazi doesn't seem like he's going to get rotated much because he hasn't played much at the start of the season, and he's in great form too. Most of the goals that they score are through him. So I think and especially for 5.8 million now, he's already risen in price. I think he's definitely worth looking at and considering, at the very least.
Yeah, is there anyone else you'd look at and think crucial?
Right now, I think Patrick Bamford. I know you won't agree with me, but I think you can't deny it. Out of all the strikers right now, he just seems to return pretty much every ECL, in the fact that, like, this week it's been a terrible week, but he gets 8 points. That's huge, you know what I mean? And especially when people are trying to come off DCL. I know not everyone has Bamford. I think his ownership's near 50%. I think he's very important, as well as a potential Leeds defender. I know they concede a lot of goals and they got Spurs, but as you've got Dallas, he proves that he can get forward and get an assist or a goal. Same with Alioski as a differential option to Dallas, because he seems to be scoring quite a bit right now. And his goal against West Brom was absolutely ridiculous, Alioski's.
Yeah, defensively, Leeds have actually kind of proven a lot of people wrong, I'd say. A lot of people have come in with the assumption that Leeds score goals, but they also concede goals. And they've actually looked a lot more defensively solid than many people expected them to. I mean, I'll look at the fixtures now. Clean sheet in the last two. They've got clean sheets against Everton, against Arsenal, against Villa. They beat them 3-0. So they've got quite a few clean sheets and a few more than a lot of people expected them to. Must have assets. You can't look further than maybe that midfield that you're talking about, the Fernandes, Son, Salah, and then a City asset. I think
it's
that's
template at this
crucial.
stage. Yeah. What's a weird one? I was obviously seeing the most brought in players, Neto of Wolves. I know he's playing almost up front for them, but even against, like, I know they're facing United and they didn't want to lose, but they just don't look very good going forward whatsoever. Like, they look like they've run out of ideas when they get down the wing. They have no Raul Jimenez right now. They were saying on commentary, like, they just have to come back out and then start the attack again. Like, it's very just not ideal for Wolves right now. I don't see him scoring a lot of goals. And I think El Ghazi is like 1,000 times better option than Neto. And I'm not sure why a lot of people are bringing them in, to be honest.
Yeah, I think maybe it's the fact that he's playing in a more advanced role. But yeah, looking at how Wolves play, they're not a team even without their main striker and that scores a lot of goals. So I'd say it's probably a strange one. It's probably one that will benefit the people who aren't bringing them in. So I'm not too concerned that people are sort of bringing them in. We'll move on to captain pick. Now, this is going to be, well, a
difficult one.
Yeah, a very difficult 100%. One for this week.
Yeah, as I mentioned, I think I'm leaning towards Tottenham, just because although Bruno has ever reliable pretty much every single time, unless it's Sheffield United, the worst team in the league. I just don't know. I can't see him returning a lot. I think it would be like quite a small return, and obviously you're trying to pick the player who's going to return the most. And I think it will not be Bruno this week. I just don't trust Mo Salah. I watched that whole Liverpool-Newcastle game. It was dreadful. They looked quite run out of ideas, quite fatigued, Liverpool. When Salah had his opportunities, he looked like a shade of himself. Like he missed 2 one-on-ones. Like any other day, he's probably putting them away. But I just don't really see Southampton they're setting up quite well at the minute defensively. Whether Hassan Hüttl's back in the dugout is a different thing, because obviously he was self-isolating. So I still don't know who I'm going for. What about you?
I'm in a similar boat to you where, how many minutes did Salah play? He played
pretty much all of them. He just got taken off the last 3 minutes another time. Yeah,
so he played in the full 90 against Newcastle, and the fact that you missed so many opportunities is a bit frustrating as an owner. And I think if he returned, it probably would have been easy to put captaincy on him again.
Yeah.
Also leaning towards Son and Kane, but I don't know. I don't trust them to. I think the one that I don't pick captain will return. Yeah. So I'm kind of just leaning towards Salah still. I'm not really looking at Fernandes for this week. I think I think it's going to be one return too many for him to get, if you know what I mean.
I agree.
He was lucky to get a return against Wolves, and he only got the 6 points anyway against them. So leaning towards Salah, Southampton, you feel like he's going to play because it's Salah. And other than that, I don't see who I'd really captain. Maybe Calvert-Lewin, West Ham United, but still not not one that I'd want to go for. So I might just go for the safe choice again and hope that he doesn't blank 3 weeks in a row.
That would be crazy. Steering away from our teams, though, I think Vardy, Leicester have Newcastle. I think he's probably the best bet this week. Newcastle, although they set up well against Liverpool, they're not going to do the same against Leicester. Leicester are a much more defensive team. They'll probably play that 5 at the back that they usually do. And although Callum Wilson looked quite dangerous for Newcastle, I can't see them winning. So yeah, I think if I had him still, and if I was to pick probably anyone this week, I'd probably pick Jamie Vardy against Newcastle.
Yeah, you can't really argue with that one. You'd argue as well potentially as a differential captain, Zaha potentially against Sheffield United could be a good option to have. Even as crazy as it sounds, maybe an Arsenal asset against West Brom.
Yeah, they tend to concede a lot, don't they? Both those teams. Well, Sheffield United don't concede a lot, but they always concede. I think they still yet to keep a clean sheet, aren't they? And yeah, Zaha is much a fixture player. Whether I would like we're talking about trusting a captain pick, he's probably the last person that I'd trust. He's either going to get a red card or a hat trick. He's one of those players. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'd trust him. But it's one of those weeks where if you can get it right, you're going to get a lot of green arrows.
Yeah, it's a tense one. I think a lot of people are going to be like a bit concerned for this week. Obviously, no one really knows what's happening with the fixtures with the league. So at this point, it's going to be like a roulette wheel, and hopefully you get lucky with the captaincy picks. And we're looking forward to the blank game week's coming up. So I'm still planning on doing my free hit. I don't know if you're still thinking the same.
A lot of people were asking, especially yesterday, because I said I'd get a TikTok out about like what they're either looking at for the blank game week. Because I think a lot of people might be playing the free hit too. So if you want, I know you got your screen. We could maybe make like a little template quickly if you want to do that.
Yeah.
Like I'll speak whilst you're getting it all up and ready, because obviously I've just sprung it on you. But what I was reading last night, because of the postponed fixtures this week just gone, apparently there could be some reshuffling, because Gabby Logan on Amazon Prime, she said the Spurs game will be played in January. So it makes a lot of people think that it might be either in blank game week 18 or like double game week 19. The thing is, though, I think there's a lot of like contradiction. It's quite confusing. Where apparently like Man United and Liverpool can't play in the double if Spurs play in the double and stuff like that. So it's a bit here and there. But what we'll do for the fixtures that are here currently, we'll make one now, and then if there's any changes, obviously you'd bring in whoever. So the fixtures that are main ones will have Sheffield United. Man City are playing at home. I'm not sure who against. Maybe Crystal Palace. And I know Spurs are playing as well. So they're probably the three teams that you need to target.
So you'd probably want to maybe take Mahrez out and De Bruyne probably in here.
Yeah, this is obviously a free hit, so it wouldn't obviously cost any points. So you just want the most expensive and the ones that you think are going to return. So De Bruyne has to be in there because pretty much everything goes through him. You want Son and Kane, I'd say, because like we say, if they're going to return, both of them are probably going to return. Callum Wilson is a good one because he obviously enables a bit of budget as well because of his price. I think he's at 6.5. He's gone down in price, which is kind of mental because he's in good form at the minute. So it's quite interesting to see. Other than that, you probably need to start looking at like defensive options, really. So City would be the one you'd look for.
Look at the fixtures for.
Because obviously, Leeds blank. A lot of teams blank. That's why a free hit here is really useful. Because you need obviously players that are going to play, and if they're not playing, it's not ideal. Who else would I pick? I think they're the three. I'm not sure what the fixtures are. To be honest, other than that, I just know they're the three best ones. I think if you're looking at City, I know Cancelo's got COVID, so you probably steer clear of him. Maybe get John Stones or Ruben Diaz. Obviously Carl Darlow, he's had a fantastic game against Liverpool.
I'd say anyone you'd pick? See, I haven't even looked at what I'm going to do for it. I just know I'm going to do it. So I think once we get round to doing it, I'll probably start thinking about it two more. But even in this defenders, like I'd probably maybe Stones or Diaz out of these two.
Yeah, they're most likely to play sort of thing.
Yeah, so I'd probably have Stones here. Obviously, you're going to have to reshuffle the sort of money and stuff around and probably
Bruno and Salah don't play anyway, so that's 20 odd million you can use. Maybe I think Aguero's a good shout if he's fit and if he's
I don't know whether I'd want to risk him. That's the only thing. I think I'd probably be more comfortable with a Mahrez or Ferran Torres or Sterling, someone like that. Yeah. For the free hit anyway. But that's sort of like what we're going to look to do. Anything else we need to talk about?
Let's answer a few questions. Maybe there's good few questions in here. I think people asking what week we would use it. It's game week 18 because it's the blank game week. You got DCL. What would you say?
I'd say this week, see what he does, and then make his decision based on that. I think that's what I'm going to do. It's just the fact that he doesn't pull is the annoying thing with him.
That's what I was saying. I was on TikTok Live last night, and I was saying, like, although he gets 4 and 5 pointers, like, if a striker gets a 12-pointer one week and then doesn't return the next, like, you'd still want the 12-pointer. Do you know what I mean? Like, Ollie Watkins is a prime example of that. He obviously got his triple assist. Antonio, he's on my radar. He hasn't played enough minutes for me yet. He came on for like 15 minutes in the last game for West Ham, so not enough for me. He's probably a go-to option in the double game week, though, if he gets the minutes just before it. I know Haller's there, but Haller doesn't look great. And then Jared Bowen as well. I think West Ham have got some good games coming up in that double game week.
Would you still keep Dallas? I'd say yes, to be honest.
Yeah, he's fixed. Well, he's not fixture proof in terms of keeping clean sheets, but he always can get an attack. You're getting him for his attacking returns more than his defensive. His defensive are just a bonus, really.
I've seen a lot of comments similar to these. This weekend, would you rather have a City player in your defence or a Chelsea player?
Right now, I'd say City. They've got the best defensive record in the league. They don't look like they're going to concede, and if they do, they don't concede a lot. Whereas Chelsea last few weeks, they don't look great, do they? They've lost and drawn. No. They don't look brilliant.
I'm just going to stop you there, Josh. I've got a notification about Burnley against Manchester United. The match will be played in game week 18.
Oh, that's interesting. So that means the Man United assets are going to be part of the blank game week. So, like we said, Bruno Fernandes.
Bruno in.
but then again, United do struggle against Burnley, so you might even hope as a goalkeeping option and stuff like that, because he'll get a lot of save points for sure. Yeah.
So does that mean they'll have a normal game week 18 and a double 19 still?
I think so. Yeah, because Liverpool play Burnley, so they're going to be part of the blank and the double, which means a lot of fixtures are being played. I also think that affects the Spurs game. Don't count me on that, but I think it might do. So have to keep an eye out on the fixtures. Obviously, it's not yet anyway. There's still a solid week until the fixtures, so we'll update you more as well, because I know a lot of our followers are over there. So
that
opens up the options. Yeah,
I imagine now. Who was the other team that had the game in hand? Was it City? City might get and City's game might get announced then relatively soon.
Well, they're playing in the blank anyway. They might just double into the.
Yeah, they might play 19. A double in 19. Yeah.
But yeah, so many games.
That is interesting. That makes United assets a lot more desirable for the next few weeks, and probably makes people think a little bit more about what they're going to be doing for the next sort of thing. Yeah, there we go. City game rescheduled to be played on match week 19, just as we said. There we go. It's almost like we do FPL. You know what I mean?
That's really interesting. That
City Villa in game week 19. So
who do they face already? They face Crystal Palace, don't they?
Crystal Palace at home.
Crystal Palace and Villa in a double game week. You could be looking at triple captain option there.
Oh,
could it's opening up so many ideas.
This is opening up avenues, and this is going to be a tasty few game weeks. I'm saying
it's City Villa game week 18. Someone put in the comments it's game week 18. But they play already in game.
No, it's game
double
week
18.
It's game week 19.
Oh, right.
They've got a double game week 19. So the notification I've got is Man City versus Aston Villa rescheduled. Match will be played in match week 19 on the 20th of January 2021, 8:15 kickoff.
Huge news. It's actually awesome how we're live streaming at the same time.
Yeah. So that's from the official FPL app. And I mean, we couldn't have timed it better, really. We couldn't have timed it better.
That is unreal. Someone's asked, when would you use the second wild card? When you need it the most. If you have used your free hit, it's sort of like, do you use it now? I don't know, because I'm not in that situation. I don't know what I'd do. I don't think I would, unless I have literally about 4 players playing. But then, like, you know what I mean? it's very hard. That's where you keep your chips. I know a lot of people don't have their chips, but that's why you keep them for situations like this when half the league aren't playing, and especially during these COVID times, like you don't know who's going to play, really, do you?
Yeah, I'd say the wild card game week 24, 25, I'd say.
Yeah,
Ready for that another big blank and double game week.
Yeah, I'd save it for as long as possible as I can, but just because that's what it's there as a fire extinguisher. Really, it's there to sort you out when you most need it, and obviously for free instead of taking hits all the while.
Yeah, I agree. Pretty much everything we've gone through. We've had breaking news come in. Everything's happened in this one, so
it's all going off.
Yeah. It's been a good one. Anything else we can talk about quickly?
I'm not sure. I think that's just totally thrown pretty much all my plans out the window in terms of what I'm doing for blank and double. That's why I sort of held off on the video, because I knew it would be like getting changed around and everything because of the fixture postponement. So it's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to it, though. It means a lot of points should be coming everyone's way, which is what everyone needs after such a barren week that we've just had in Gameweek 16.
Yeah, we'll wrap that one up there then. I mean, thank you. If you've come from TikTok, make sure you just keep commenting on our posts on TikTok saying you're in the YouTube live, all right? Because we'll give you a follow back or whatever if you were. As per usual, if you liked it, please like, comment, subscribe, notifications, all that, so you know when we're live on YouTube.
Yeah, follow check out the Instagram, Twitter, as well.
Instagram, yep.
Awesome.
I've been Ben.
I've been Josh.
And we'll see you later. I've taken you later. Sorry.
See you later, boys.